Hello, welcome once again to Print Island, to the airport. In fact, to the departure gate today. My name is Richard Askam. I am here to interview one or two people who have got a short layover on Print Island, because as you know now, there's no direct flights to Denver for Edge Rockies, and everybody has to come via Print Island. So I'm taking that opportunity to grab them and ask them a couple of questions. And my guest today is the lovely Claudia St. Hello.
Hello. I'm not happy to be laying over, but I'm happy to be here on Print Island.
I'm sorry. I apologize on behalf of what is it, the FAA? I lose track of
We're all sad about the FAA. It's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We'll leave that alone. So welcome to Print Island. And you're obviously heading towards Edge Rockies, and you're one of the key speakers at this year's event.
I am.
Obviously representing the workplace advisors. Tell me a little bit, and our audience a little bit, about what you're going to be talking about.
So we're going to be talking about going beyond technical skills into essential skills. And this is really a conversation about how to train not only supervisors and managers, but just employees on the essential human communication skills. We used to call these soft skills. And what we're finding is supporting that old adage that people don't quit their jobs, they quit their supervisors and their managers. We could all use a little bit of a refresher on how to have empathy and how to navigate conflict. And so it's really a conversation about why that's important and how to develop people that way.
I do think it's quite interesting that we still, in this day and age, refer to communication as a soft skill. It's an absolute fundamental on any given day, whether you're lost and you need to ask for directions, or you need to order food, or whatever it is. The way that you communicate is largely what you get back what you give. Is that right?
Absolutely. And not only that, we think that people are born good communicators. They're born effervescent and able to navigate conflict, and others are not. All of it is trainable, all of it is teachable. And so it's not only essential for navigating the grocery store and the airport as it will, but just interactions with one another, especially when we have a somewhat hybrid work environment, whether that's within one printing facility or multiple, or if you're in a role that really is a hybrid role. The communication with technology is easier and much harder at the same time. So figuring out how to develop people in that regard helps them not only at work, but also at home and in life. And that makes a happy employee.
And I do think it's talking of fundamentals. I've had the misfortune over the last couple of weeks to have to go to a couple of funerals, and we are not taught as young people about how to deal with death. We do marriage quite well, we do birth quite well, but we don't talk about death. In the workplace environment, nobody teaches us how to deal with conflict. You just kind of hope it doesn't happen, and push it to one side. There's got to be a place in this day and age, and I'm pretty sure you guys are all over this, of how you help people to behave and communicate, even when the situation is a little bit more tense than you'd like it to be.
Absolutely. The entire behavioral science of emotional intelligence is geared toward that. How to navigate not when you have emotions, but through your emotions. The assumption that we're not supposed to have emotions is just false. If we didn't have them, we would have a whole host of other problems to deal with in the work environment. But it's really, how do we navigate in and out of those conversations? I've had people say to me, I have no empathy. And I've met people who have like zero empathy, but they can still actively listen. They can all make the people that they're in communication with feel heard and feel seen. And at the end of the day, that's really all we want, is to be able to feel heard and seen.
You're absolutely right. And of course, the job of any communicator, any speaker, any presenter at any event is purely to be heard. So, but there are a variety of ways that the audiences, listeners, wish to listen. So I guess the onus to a certain extent is on the communicator to find that way and be heard, because there's no point having spoken at an event and everybody coming out going, do you know what she said? So there's a variety of different ways here. There's not just a route one, is there?
Well, thank you, Richard. Now I'm terrified to give this presentation.
Sorry. Sorry.
Hadn't really thought about it from that perspective.
Woo!
Okay. All right. New host appears. Absolutely. And I think that's why we spend so much time thinking about how to actively engage audiences and how to tell great stories and capture their imaginations and their minds so that it can resonate. It's either something that's so shocking they've never heard of and they really want to understand the outcome, or it resonates so clearly that people can see how this can apply to them in every way. And I think that is the role of a good speaker. I'm fortunate to have some content that is so accessible to everyone, because I don't know a single human being being that is free from the burden of communicating with others. And so let's figure out a way to do that more effectively wherever you're coming from, wherever you feel you're starting. It can all be developed.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't need to be scared at all. Edge Rockies is one of the friendliest crowds on the planet. You will never find a more amenable bunch. They're all printers. Just talk about ink and you'll be fine.
I had the benefit of speaking in at Edge Long Beach, and there were a lot of surfboards, and that was really fun and cool. The bears are a little frightening in all of the promo. I'll get over my fears, not of bears, but of this presentation.
Yeah, well, I can't vouch for whoever is in the bear suit, but I've met him, and his bark is worse than his bite.
I don't want to
So
know.
listen,
It does seem, yeah, it seems a little
yeah, no,
mean.
he's a good guy. So listen, your connection is leaving. You're going to have to get to the gate. Thank you
Oh,
so much for taking the time. It's short layover, so hopefully not a painful one.
yes,
But thank you for spending a few minutes with me on Print Island.
it was an absolute pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you in Denver.
Good luck. See you
Thanks.
soon.
You too.
Bye bye.